In the summer of 1982, the Italian national team, the Azzurri, thrilled fans all over the world, writing a great fairy tale in Spain. They started off shakily with 3 draws and received a lot of criticism from the home media. But then, like a compressed spring, they bounced back strongly, defeating the most fearsome giants, Zico's Brazil, Maradona's Argentina, and Rummenigge's West Germany. With a generation of talented players combining the famous Catenaccio defense with sharp counterattacks, they not only brought home the 3rd Gold Cup for the boot-shaped country, but also became an unforgettable part of the memories of an entire generation of football lovers. The image of President Sandro Pertiniego standing up and cheering in the stands has become a symbol of national pride. But behind those glorious moments at the Bernabeu that year were people with very different fates. More than 30 years have passed. Time has carved harsh traces on their lives. Some became famous coaches. Some chose a quiet life with a glass of wine. And there were also those who had to stop their journey in a tearful tragedy. Let's look back at the ups and downs of the historical witnesses, the people who made up the soul of the golden generation of Italy 1982. Paolo Rossi, the symbol of a remarkable rebirth. The man who rose from obscurity to glory and amazed the world. As a striker, at the age of 25, when the 1982 World Cup began, Rossi carried enormous pressure after serving a 2-year suspension for a match-fixing scandal. His legs were heavy with doubt. The public eye was full of skepticism. But at that moment, his killer instinct rose strongly like a spring compressed for too long. With an innate ability to sniff for goals, Rossi exploded with a shocking hat trick against Brazil, then scored the opening goal in the final, transforming himself from an outcast into the legendary Pablito. He fought not with his muscles, but with his cunning, intelligent movements, and lethal one-touch. After his glittering career in Spain, Rossi continued to enjoy success with Juventus, winning 2 Serie A titles and the prestigious Jeden Cup. However, persistent knee injuries, a consequence of his aggressive playing style and slim physique, forced him to retire from football quite early in 1987. Leaving behind his football career, Rossi did not choose the stressful coaching path but sought peace. He became a real estate and agricultural businessman, owning an organic wine farm in the idyllic Tuscany region. Rossi is also a familiar face on television as a commentator, where his gentle smile and warm voice always win the hearts of the audience. The strange thing is the contrast between the cold-blooded killer on the field and the gentleman Rossi in real life. If on the green grass he is a terror, then in real life he is a family man, humble and always spends time on charity activities. He lives a life away from scandal, enjoying simple joys with his wife and children. However, that journey full of ups and downs had to stop abruptly. On December 9, 2020, Paolo Rossi passed away at the age of 64 due to lung cancer, leaving behind endless grief for the whole world. His departure took away a part of the soul of Italian football, but Pablito's smile remains immortal. Marco Tardelli, the most passionate flame of Italia, 1982, who turned every move into a statement of will and fighting spirit. In the position of a box-to-box midfielder, at the age of 27, Tardelli was the eternal engine of the Italian team, playing with passion, determination, and not afraid of any collision. The classic moment when he scored the goal against West Germany in the final and then rushed out, screaming, tears streaming, his hands clenched, all created the Tardelli scream, one of the immortal emoticons of world football. He not only scored, but also transmitted that burning fighting spirit to the whole team, becoming the spiritual soul of the historic championship. After retiring in 1988, Tardelli tried his hand at coaching. He led Italy to the European Championship under-20s, but also experienced many ups and downs while managing big clubs like Inter Milan. His outspoken, hot-tempered personality sometimes made it difficult for him to be a head coach. He later found a more suitable role as a football commentator and manager. Tardelli on television remains as sharp and passionate as ever, unafraid to express his thorny views. Tardelli's personal life is also colorful and passionate. He is currently in a beautiful and famous relationship with journalist Mirta Merlino. Tardelli in everyday life is elegant and stylish, but still retains the fire of the boy at the Bernabeu. His career, from player to commentator, has always been driven by a burning heart. Today, at 69, Marco Tardelli remains a highly influential figure in the Italian media. His screams have now transformed into insightful commentary that continues to inspire football fans about the value of dedication. Antonio Cabrini, the handsome left-back nicknamed Bel Antonio, Handsome Antonio, was the idol of millions of girls at that time. But don't let his appearance fool you. At 24 years old, Cabrini was one of the most complete defenders in the world. Despite missing a penalty in the final, becoming the first player to do so in a World Cup, he did not collapse but still played resiliently to help his team win. He represented the modern generation of players, talented, good-looking, and strong-willed. After the World Cup, Cabrini continued to be a mainstay of Juventus in their golden era. After retiring, he tried his hand at many fields, from coaching small teams, leading the Italian women's team, to participating in the reality show Island of the Celebrities. His career behind the scenes was diverse and colorful, reflecting his extroverted and challenging personality. Despite his reputation as a womanizer in his youth, Cabrini is now a thoughtful man. He regularly appears on football forums to provide expert analysis. His career teaches a lesson. Mistakes, like missed penalties, don't define you, but how you recover from them is what matters. Today, at 66, Antonio Cabrini enjoys an active life as a football pundit and brand ambassador. He remains elegant and is a living testament to the talented golden generation of Italian football. Bruno Conti was the artistic touch among Italy's disciplined squad that year. Despite his small stature, at 27, Conti's magical feat had the world taking his hat off. He tormented the Brazilian defense and provided the decisive assists in the final. Pelé once called him the most Brazilian of Italians. Conti didn't play with strength. He played with skill, turning the pitch into his own stage. Conti's career was associated with absolute loyalty to AS Roma. He is one of the greatest legends of the capital club, revered by fans as a living saint. After retiring in 1997, Conti did not leave the team but continued to contribute in the role of technical director and youth training. He was the one who discovered and nurtured talents such as Francesco Totti or Daniele De Rossi. Conti's life is a model of dedication and simplicity. He is married to his childhood partner and has 2 sons who also play football. Conti is a funny, approachable man who loves his family very much. His career proves that you don't have to be big to be great, and that loyalty is the most valuable asset in football. Today, at the age of 68, Bruno Conti is still working hard at AS Roma as a scout and ambassador. He lives a full life, surrounded by the love of the Rome fans, where he will forever be Mara Zico in their hearts. Dino Zoff, at the 1982 World Cup, was the perfect definition of the word bravery. At the age of 40, when most of his colleagues had retired, Zoff still stood tall in the goal like a rock. He was the spiritual leader, the most solid support for the defense. His miraculous save in the last seconds before Brazil's header not only secured the victory, but also carved into history a monument of concentration and seriousness. The image of the aging captain lifting the Gold Cup was a powerful proof that age is just a number in front of great aspirations. After that peak, Zoff played for another year before retiring in glory. His career behind the scenes was equally brilliant, leading Juventus and Lazio to many titles. The peak was when he led Italy to the final of Euro 2016, only to lose to France in the last seconds. He resigned immediately after out of pride in the face of criticism, showing the essence of a Friuli man, quiet, active, and responsible. Zoff's personal life mirrored his playing style, disciplined, private, and loyal. He had a stable marriage that lasted more than half a century, away from the noise of the entertainment world. Zoff was a man of old-fashioned values, valuing honor over fame. Today, at the age of 82, Dino Zoff is living a peaceful life in Rome. Although he has left the top football field, his voice still carries a lot of weight. He is like a wise grandfather, occasionally appearing to remind the younger generation of the value of work and loyalty. Claudio Gentile was the necessary villain in this fairy tale. At 28, his mission was to kill geniuses like Maradona and Zico. With his breathtaking, thorny, and cunning one-on-one style of play, Gentile fulfilled his role perfectly. He is famous for saying, "Football is not for ballerinas." Gentile is the embodiment of ruthless pragmatism to achieve his goals. After retiring, Gentile proved that he not only had strength, but also intelligence when he led the Italian U21 team to win the European Championship in 2004. However, his coaching career then encountered many difficulties and was inexplicably forgotten by the federation, leaving him with many bitter feelings. Contrary to his fierce image on the field, Gentile in real life was born in Libya, had a difficult childhood, lived a very introverted life, was quiet and straightforward. He was a man of honor, hated lies. Today, at 70, Claudio Gentile lives a private life but is still deeply committed to his work. He is a reminder that sometimes, in order for others to shine, someone must step into the shadows to do the hardest work. Gaetano Scirea is a beautiful exception to world football. He plays as a libero, the last line of defense, but he has the air of a gallant artist. At 29, he commands the Italian defense not with brutal tackles, but with intelligence and a superb reading of the game. What makes him a legend is his nobility. He never received a red card in his entire career as a defender. On the pitch, he is the brains. Off it, he is a gentleman. After the World Cup, Scirea continued to be an irreplaceable pillar of Juventus, collecting all the club titles. He retired in 1988 and immediately moved to become assistant coach to his close friend Dino Zoff at Juventus. With a calm, humble personality and deep understanding of tactics, Scirea was expected to become a great coach in the future. He was a devoted family man, absolutely respected by both teammates and opponents for his great personality. The connection between Scirea on and off the pitch was a perfect consistency of kindness. He represented the purest form of sport, where talent and morality go hand in hand. It seemed as if life had destined him to be the epitome of perfection. However, tragedy struck too soon. On September 3, 1989, during a trip to Poland to watch a rival match in pouring rain, Gaetano Scirea's car crashed and caught fire. He died at the age of 36. His death was an inconsolable pain for Italian football, but the name Scirea will forever be the standard of eternal elegance. Giancarlo Antonioni, the most talented conductor of Italia, 1982, who weaved each strand of attacking melody with his delicate feet but became the painful bass note of the heroic victory. In the midfield position, wearing the number 9 shirt but playing like a classic number 10, Antonioni at the age of 28 was the brain in every phase of the ball development, possessing an innate tactical vision and razor-sharp passes. However, cruel fate robbed him of the chance to play in the final match, when a serious injury in the semi-final match against Poland forced him to stand aside. The image of Antonioni with bandaged legs, silently watching his teammates lift the trophy, became a touching moment, a testament to the harsh but noble sacrifice of sport. Antonioni's entire career was a song of loyalty. He devoted his youth to Fiorentina, refusing all lucrative offers from the Northern Giants to become Lus Unico, 10, the only number 10 in the hearts of the people of Florence. After retiring, he continued to be associated with the Purple Team as a director, experiencing all the ups and downs with the club. Off the pitch, Antonioni is a gentleman, humble and emotional. He experienced a near-death experience when his heart stopped on the pitch in 1981, which made him appreciate life more than ever. The connection between the role of conductor on the pitch and the calm manager off the pitch is the consistency of a great personality. Today, at the age of 70, Giancarlo Antonioni still lives in Florence, revered by the people here as the city's patron saint. Although he did not play in the final that year, in the hearts of fans, he will always be the prince who has never lost his throne of Italian football. Gabriele Oriali, at 29, is the most diligent worker of the Italian team, the perfect contrast to Antonioni's artistic nature. Playing the role of water carrier, he runs tirelessly, plowing every meter of grass to recover the ball and shield his creative teammates up front. In the 1982 World Cup final, Oriali was constantly knocked down by the opponent but still stood up to fight, locking down the midfield with a steely spirit. He is also the inspiration for the famous song Una Vita da Mediano, a song honoring the silent heroes, those who always accept sacrifices to let the collective shine. After hanging up his boots, Oriali became a top football manager. He was the right-hand man for top coaches like Roberto Mancini and Jose Mourinho, contributing greatly to Inter Milan's historic treble in 2010 and Italy's Euro 2020 victory. His career behind the scenes was as brilliant as his playing career. In real life, Oriali is a man of few words and many actions, extremely reserved and professional. He does not like the spotlight, always choosing to stand in the shadows to observe and support others. His dedication is a priceless lesson in the value of humility. Today, at the age of 70, Gabriele Oriali is still working hard in the coaching staff of big teams. He is living proof that you don't need to be a goal scorer. You can still become a legend if you do your best work with a passionate heart. Fulvio Collavati was a true rock next to Scirea. At the 1982 World Cup. At the age of 25, with his ideal physique and annoying marking ability, he was a nightmare for opposing strikers. Kolovati played with coolness and iron discipline, a reliable stopper helping Zoff keep a clean sheet in decisive moments. His club career was controversial as he moved directly from AC Milan to arch-rivals Inter Milan, but his talent was undeniable. After retiring, Kolovati turned to become a famous TV commentator and football analyst for RI. He was loved for his frank, unflinching comments and extensive professional knowledge. Unlike his cold demeanor on the pitch, Kolovati is talkative, humorous, and knows how to enjoy life. He has a happy family and often shares about food and travel. He has transformed his fierceness in defense into sharp words. Today, at 67, Fulvio Kolovati is a familiar face on Italian television. His journey from taciturn center-back to articulate media expert is an interesting transformation, demonstrating the sharp intellect of that generation of players. Giuseppe Bergomi was an interesting phenomenon of the tournament. At just 18 years old, nicknamed Lo Zio, Uncle, because of his mature mustache, he was trusted to play in crucial matches. Especially in the final, the young man made German legend Karl-Heinz Rummenigge turn off the lights. Bergomi's performance was a mixture of youthful energy and veteran spirit. Bergomi wore only one color in his entire life, the blue-black of Inter Milan. He became a symbol of loyalty and perseverance with a record of appearances that is hard to break. After retiring in 1999, he became a leading commentator at Sky Italia. His deep, emotional commentary voice has been associated with the top matches of world football for the past 2 decades. In real life, Uncle Bergomi is an extremely gentle, exemplary, and devout man. He spends a lot of time coaching children's football and participating in community activities. His calmness and kindness make him respected by all fans, regardless of their colors. Today, at the age of 60, Giuseppe Bergomi remains one of the most respected voices in Italian football. The story of the 18-year-old boy is still an endless source of inspiration for young players about maturity and absolute loyalty. Francesco Ciccio Graziani was the epitome of silent sacrifice in attack. Originally a prolific goalscorer at Torino, at the 1982 World Cup, he dropped deep and worked the flanks to create space for Paolo Rossi to shine. At 29, he was the most diligent worker in attack. A shoulder injury early in the final forced him to leave the field early, which was a huge disappointment. But his contribution to the overall play was irreplaceable. After retiring, Graziani became famous in a very different way, as a reality TV star. He coached an amateur football team on the show Campioni, where his fiery yet humorous, honest and passionate personality won the hearts of millions. His shouting matches at his players became legendary memes in Italy. Graziani was a jovial, generous and down-to-earth man. He never hid his feelings. Behind his rough exterior was a warm heart, devoted to his friends and family. Today, at the age of 77, Francesco Graziani is still a regular on TV commentators with his trademark humorous style. He is proof that football is not just about dry tactics, but also pure joy and entertainment. Alessandro Altobelli, nicknamed Spillo, Needle, because of his slim but sharp physique, was Italy's luxury super sub. In the final, he was sent on to replace the injured Graziani and lived up to his reputation by scoring the winning goal, 3-0, putting an end to the Germans. At 26, Altobelli proved that being a hero doesn't require starting. It's about knowing when to shine. A legend of Inter Milan, Altobelli is one of the greatest strikers in Serie A history. After retiring, he also tried his hand at beach soccer and became a prestigious international football commentator, working for major stations in the Middle East such as Al Jazeera and beIN Sports. Altobelli is intelligent, astute, and cosmopolitan. He enjoys exploring new cultures and always maintains a gentlemanly demeanor. His life after football is dynamic and varied. Today, at 68, Alessandro Altobelli is enjoying life to the fullest. His goal in the final is still a golden moment, but it is his career as an international commentator that keeps him passionate about football every day. Franco Causio, nicknamed the Baron, is a symbol of class and experience. At 33, he is no longer at his peak, but is an important leader in the dressing room. Coach Berzot sending him on in the final minutes of the final was a humane tribute to his tireless contributions to Italian football throughout the 1970s. A Juventus legend, Calcio is famous for his flamboyant playing style and skillful technique. After retiring, he became a football commentator and ambassador. He wrote an autobiography about the hidden secrets of the football world in a contemplative tone. The life of Baron Calcio always exudes nobility and dignity, true to his nickname. He is a keeper of the classic values of football, where technique and style are put first. Today, at 75, Franco Calcio lives a life of leisure and absolute respect. He is a link between the past and the present, a living witness to an era when football was played with heart and romance.